they've been acting up.
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakab, and Dash.
Honors to the elders and the apostles of the Muslim, peace and blessings to the elect. Anyway, we're gonna go right to it. It's going down. As we were just discussing earlier. Right now, we have the whole situation, which is, at this point, it's pretty much a war that's going on over there in the east, right, between Hezbollah and Israel, right, as they started with the blowing up of the pages, right, blowing up of the different, technological devices, 2 rounds, I believe, right. Now they said they killed one of the head Hezbollah commanders. So, you have Iran and you have Hezbollah vowing retaliation. But it sounds like that's all they've been doing, just vowing retaliation. But it's okay, because at the end of the day, the Most High is the one who's in charge. And he's the one who's hitting the gas and hitting the brakes at the same time. But we know that ultimately he's going to bring this destruction to come to pass. As it says in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, and at that point, there ain't going to be no more hitting the brakes. Right, though we tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So when these prophecies start coming, and they stop tarrying, that's when you're going to find out what the truth is. But it's not going to be time for you to actually process all the things that are going on.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, verse 37. It says, by measure have you measured the times, and by number have you numbered the times.
What does that mean? So everything the Heavenly Father said will happen has an appointed time in which it will happen. Right? So the Lord measured how long will it be from the creation to the first destruction. How long will it be from then to this time? So you read the scriptures and sometimes it will say, for example, Satan must be loosed a little season. How long is that little season? The Most High measured that. Right? So as it says, read that again.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, verse 37. It says, by measure have you measured the times.
So the Most High has measured the times, right? Which we're looking in. Go ahead.
And by number have you numbered the times.
He's numbered the times. So each time, each portion, that's however long it's going to be for a certain prophecy to be fulfilled. And then after that, we move on to the next. Go ahead.
It says, and he doth not move nor spare them until the said measure be fulfilled.
And he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. So if the Lord said it's going to take 40 years for this prophecy to be fulfilled, it's not going to happen in 35 years. It's not going to happen in 20 years, and it's not going to happen in 60 years, right? So the Most High doesn't move it, nor even though it says, right, that except those days be shortened, it doesn't mean that the Most High is going to say, all right, if it's 10 days, I'm going to make it 5 days. Now, he might make 10 days feel like it's moving faster, but it's still 10 days. You got an on that? So now we're in the time, as it says in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, we're in the season of war. We're not in the season of joy or peace. We're in the season of war, of death, and a lot of people are not prepared for that. But you know what? That's okay, because that's also in the book. Right? Everybody has a role to play, and some people got to play the roles of being unaware. See, when the scriptures say that it's going to be like sudden destruction, it got to come suddenly upon somebody. But if everybody was aware, who would it come suddenly upon? Matthew 24:6. You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And that's what we hear going on right now. And this time, how are we hearing of wars? See, because look, in the ancient world, news traveled, but it didn't travel as fast as it does now. So imagine if there was a war going on in Rome or in Europe, and we're over here in the east, right? In the Levant. How would we have heard of that war? Message would have to go, right? Couriers and so on, but it would take longer. And so, like, for example, say, you had cases where there was like a civil war in Rome, but then you had like Vespasian all the way in the east. So by the time word gets to him, now he got to make his way back. But in this time, we're able to hear of these things happening all around the world instantaneously. As it happens, You have things like live streams, not just from us, but from news channels, articles. So when the Lord says we will hear of wars and rumors of wars, it's more prevalent now because now we have the actual devices and ability to hear and see what's going on in real time. You got it?
See that ye be not troubled.
So see that you be not troubled. Now it says wars and rumors of wars, right? And a rumor is not, see, people have this idea that a rumor is always false because typically they hear of false rumors. No, a rumor doesn't mean that it's something that's false. A rumor is news, okay? So when you hear of a rumor of war, an example would be like Israel just got the green light to go and go to war with Hezbollah or Lebanon, right? Or, you know, some situation happened here and they're contemplating whether it's going to lead into a full-blown war. Those are rumors of wars, news about wars. But then you also have actual wars going on in different parts of the world. One main one we all know about now is the whole Russia-Ukraine situation, which is more than it's made out to be. But just like the Yahushua prophesied, we were going to hear of these things. What else did he say? Be not troubled. So don't lose your mind. Don't start, you know, cowering in fear. Why?
For all these things must come to pass.
So it's just something that it's prophesied. It's prophecy. It has to happen. Right?
But the end is not yet.
Meaning that, yeah, it has to happen. Yeah, the rumors of a nuclear war is crazy, but that's not the end just yet. When you hear about Iran possibly getting involved and Russia getting involved and so on, you know, it doesn't mean that the destruction is right then and there. So don't lose your mind just yet, because other things got to take place before. And then he goes on to list those other things.
And remember, Yahushua actually he marks the end because the scripture says that he's the beginning and the end. So when he says the end is not yet, that means I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? He still got a little bit more prophecies to go before I actually make my return. And within that return, it comes the destruction, like you mentioned. You know, so he's the beginning and the end. So it all ends with him. Once he makes his return, you know, it's game over at that point. It's Rap City. All right?
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
Which we're seeing now, right? Good.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Mm-hmm. And kingdom against kingdom. So you have actual countries, because in the ancient world you would have kingdoms which would comprise of different countries and so on. But you have things happening on a macro level and on a micro level. Because we know what an actual nation, and that's why Yahushua said nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Because you can have a kingdom of different nations. All right? But we know a nation is not what people perceive a nation is today. When you mention a nation today, people think of a country. Right? But a nation is actually goes back to your nationality. So really the word nation should really be attributed to a race. Because that's like the modern day equivalent understanding of it. So when Yahushua talks about nation rising against nation, that's why you see these different racial tensions going on. And it's not just between Israelites and Edomites. You got Ishmaelites and Elamites against Edomites. So you got all this going on around the world, and they're rising up against each other. You know?
And that's a mention of civil war. That's yet to hit this place too, and around the world. Because the main reason why you're going to have that civil war is because these governments are bringing in a lot of these so-called illegal migrants.
Yes.
And it's not just here in America, it's also in Europe, right? In many different countries. It's almost like a global effort to bring in a sense of confusion. Now, I forget there's a country, I forget there's a country where they said that, I forget what country it was, but they were saying that the migrant crisis thing that's happening over there has messed up the economy so fast because the people are coming and draining their resources, man. So the people who live there, the actual natives of the land, are upset. And that's causing a friction between them and their governments and the people that the governments are allowing into that country. So the same exact thing is going to happen here in America very soon. Right? You've been hearing different states, Ohio, Colorado, right? All these different states, all right, are having these so-called migrant crisis issues, right? But when you really look at it, how you doing, sister? When you really look at it, right, is really setting up the stage for a massive clash, especially during this so-called election coming up. Because America is not the only place that has election this year. You got many different countries that got the same thing going on, all around the same time. You know, but I want to go into the word nation real quick. All right, and the word nation in the online etymology dictionary, it says a race of people, a large group of people with common ancestry and language. Okay, it says descendants, relatives of a country or a homeland. All right, but here it says literally a people of a tribe, or literally that which has been born. Okay, so being native to a country or a land, or in this case, a descendant of a group of people, descendants. All right, but when we talk about nations as pertains to the scriptures, it's dealing with the 18 nations. Okay, you have the nation of Israel and then the rest of the other nations, and the scriptures tell you, how shall I say that? Guess what? Even if they might look Chinese, and if they're Israelite, a descendant of an Israelite, they're going to be considered part of the nations as well. They're going to be going at it against each other as well. So not just in the land of Moab, not just in the land of Ammon, all right, those are two different nations, but you're going to have a clash between them as well. Okay, when you have Russia going against Ukraine, those are the same people, right? Those are the same Edomites. Ukrainians and Russians, there's not that much difference there, but there's a conflict there. And then you're going to have Americans against Russians. Those are two different types of Edomites as well. You know, they're both from the Edomite nation, but they're categorized into different countries. So don't let the countries fool you in terms of who the nations is talking about. All right? You got it.
Back to the top. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
That's what we're seeing going on. So these are all signs, right? That's what the Lord said. These are the signs. So this is why we read into it. People are like, oh, you guys are looking too much into it. Why does this matter so much? There's always been earthquakes. There've always been famines. Yeah, but not coupled with the other things the Lord said would happen all at the same time. And on this level. So when we're seeing these things, to us, it's like, oh yeah, this is a sign, right, of what Yahushua was talking about. You know, when somebody tells you, you know, when you drive past here, you're going to see this building right here, they're going to be doing X, Y, and Z over here, that's where you're going to go. When we get there, oh, that's the building that such and such was talking about. So that's what we're doing, right? We're recognizing these signs in biblical prophecy, tying it into current events to give you an idea of what time you're living in and what's coming next. You know, when you look on a map, you first find where you are. And when you find where you are, then you know, oh, okay, this is where I can go, this is where I gotta go to get to X, Y, and Z.
This is significant. You know, that's why the word significant, the first four letters is sign. S-I-G-N. All right? So the same thing. The signs are very, very significant when you're, like you said, like on a journey and you're looking for signs to show you where you're at and where you're going. You know, without that, you're lost. And that's what a lot of people don't even understand. They don't even see the signs. That's why it says it's going to come upon them unawares. You know, because they're not seeing the signs. Like a woman who's in travail, all right, or about to give birth, at least she understands the body, she understands the signs. You know what I'm saying? You start getting birth pains, you know, oh, okay, I'm close to that time. When you reach 8 months, 9 months, when you get to the 9th month as a woman who's pregnant, you already know. At that point, it's just a countdown. You know? You should already know. You know? But what about a woman who's in the 9th month and she doesn't know, you know, she got a whole belly, huge ass sign right there, but she's still saying she's not pregnant. That's a fool right there. She gonna be covered. You know what I'm saying? Well, baby. Because she's gonna be doing things that a pregnant woman is not supposed to be doing. She's gonna be caught out there being in the places where she's not supposed to be. And that's a lot of majority of these people out here. They can't see the signs, they can't hear the words of the prophets, so that way they're gonna be destroyed. You know, because when that storm comes in, them troops come in, who they gonna be coming from? Those who are unaware. That's why Yahushua said, be into the mountaintops and all that. Okay? That was referring to 70 AD, but it's also spiritually referring to now because we're the same people. And we're gonna go through a similar situation back then. Just like back then. We're gonna have a storm troop coming over and so on and so forth, man. They're planning all that shit as we speak.
Yeah, but there's something about
Of the Lord, that's right.
Proverbs 18 and 10. Yep. You know, because the scriptures talk about, I think in the Apocrypha, those that are in the mountains are going to eat themselves, right? Because they're going to run out of food. Yep. Those that are in the cities are going to be troubled. Yep. So you pretty much screwed, like either way, wherever direction you go into. Because Esau has centralized everything. By right now, you know, farmers markets and stuff like that, they're pushing them out of the way. They're getting rid of farmers, they're getting rid of all of that to where Esau is the only source of
right? So everything you want, you got to go to him. As the scriptures say, you got to go to him for the one of all things. That's what gives him power. That's what gives him control.
Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
So see, all these are the beginning of sorrow. So when we see these things, that's why our guard is up.
Just me in front of
Because we
UCC
know
when you
that
get
these
your
are
dress.
signs to let us
What?
know
I'm
that
not
we're in
feeling
the time
nowhere
of
about
sorrow
it.
that's coming up.
So you're not
A lot of
buying the
people
dress?
aren't paying for that. The people that can't handle the sorrow of the most are the ones that need to pay for it.
Matthew 16 and 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him, and he would shew them a sign from heaven.
Yeah, because that's these people. You know, they need a sign in order to believe. Because that goes to show you that their faith is not strong. It's not rooted. They ain't got no faith. The Most High can ground them in faith. So they need a sign that they can now rest upon to say, okay, I believe this because of that. But really, that should be good.
He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, he said it will be fair weather, for the sky is red.
So they're able to tell the times, right? By looking at the sky, they're able to see the signs and it tells them what's going to happen, the weather patterns. Right? That's what that's what Esau built technology upon. So these meteorologists are able to use it and come on the TV and tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. Right?
And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? Yeah, so like the brother was saying, people they're very oblivious to world events and what's happening. Certain family members, I see some things going on. Yeah, but the Middle East been fighting for forever. That doesn't mean nothing. Really, they don't want it to happen. So they're trying to make excuses because it is scary. But if you truly love the Lord and you're serving Him, then you shouldn't shy away from the day. The great day of His judgment. You should want that day to come, just like we want that day to come. But they can discern different things. Right now you see the sun is shining. It looks like it's going to be a sunny day today. But they can't discern the signs of the times. How do we discern those signs? Well, we watch and pray. When we watch, we see our Israel and Iran, Lebanon, the pager attack. That's a huge sign. I was just watching. That dude Scott Ritter. Yeah, Scott Ritter was just on. At the Collarbone, something like that. Anyways, he's on YouTube. And Scott Ritter was on there and he was basically Scott Ritter was on there and he was saying we were literally this close to World War III because they were about to use long-range weapons in Russia. And they said if that would have happened, they would have triggered World War III Armageddon. But we know that. Why did that not happen? Because the Lord has a certain plan of how it has to happen. That's another way we measure it. So we know that it ain't gonna happen right now because the MOTV got it implanted on the device. Then once that happens, then it will be still for destruction. Then it'll all go down. It's
It says, having the seal of the living power,
We saw the thing here going up, right? Having the seal, right?
and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
So you can imagine, right? Because he says, oh, they're on the four corners. So you can imagine how loud this sound was of this angel that was giving a command to them. Because remember, this is what the Apostle John actually saw. Now we know what it means, but in actuality, even the events that transpire in the real world, in the material world, are controlled and set up by the angels. You know what I'm just like you got the camera crew that follows the actors and so on. You don't see them in the movies, but they did make it happen. So imagine if I wrote a book, right? And my book was based on seeing them shooting a movie. And I'll tell you, oh, I saw the cameraman, he was following this guy, he was running over here, you know what I'm saying? And then obviously the movie takes place, but you see how
It says, verse 3, Revelation 7, verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads.
yeah, so they were the ones who were in charge of letting that destruction loose. But as the angel told them, oh, not yet. You know, like how you gotta, when there's about to be a race, they got the on your mark, get set. They gotta wait till the guy, you know, lets off that. That's where we're at right now. Right now, the angel's hand is on that trigger, and he's slowly pulling it. And once the Lord gives him that go ahead, and everybody gonna let off, you know what I'm saying?
That's why it says, though it tarry, wait for it, for it will not tarry. Right? It says, though it tarry, so the Lord, like you said, everyone is on standby, everything is on wait. You know, and once that trigger goes off, everybody, boom, let's get it. You know, that's where Esau gonna get in motion. That's where you're gonna start seeing the missiles shooting off. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see the missiles shooting off. You're going to see a whole lot more prophecies pick up quickly. You know, the MOTV prophecy, they're going to start getting draconian, right? A lot more draconian. Not just some like, oh, this is the new YouTube guidelines. Nah, we're talking like Bill Gates and them saying that AI is going to be controlling shit. Yeah, but Oprah coming out talking about, oh, AI and all this extra shit. AI is going to be the new police. You know, AI is going to be the new police that they're going to use to control everything, man. You know, and they're bringing people in. Right now it's called AI learning, machine learning.
They should have kept those guardian angels in New York City, right? They should have kept them. They need them over here too. In Newark too.
They're going to be everywhere, man. You know, it's going to be all hell breaking news everywhere, man. We're going to send the death angels all across the country, man. You know what I'm saying? In a version of the troops and spiritual demonic entities running around here, man. Jumping on these gang members, right? Taking life left and right like it's no one's business. Because the Heavenly Father has sanctioned it. If they don't reflect, he's going to be destroyed. Period. All right? It's going to be violently done. Okay?
Did you see that?
This is the book of Isaiah, 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
And that's what we're waiting for, right? So that those chariots, it's going to be a real hot day. You know, the Lord will pick the day the Lord comes back. But it says with his chariots, which are the so-called UFOs. Okay? Huge big ones too. A lot of them. You know,
To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
yeah, so when he says that, that's not a metaphorical meaning, you know. But it means, and the attributes to that, rebuke with an anger with fire, meaning he's coming to blame with fire, he's coming to burst it. Angry. And there's no other way around it.
So you know match because Yahushua's chariot is coming with. You see no technology that's on that level. Yeah, you niggas coming out talking about, oh, this alien spacecraft that we're seeing is 100 to 1,000 years more advanced than anything we have now. Right? And we know that you devils go all the way back to the 50s. You got technology that can disappear and reappear because you go into the elements. You know, they learned from the Tesla and all that, so they can use water to create vehicles. Esau has that technology now, which is a blessing that Heavenly Father gave him. Okay? Having electricity. The electricity that we use, we could have free electricity, but Esau want to always capitalize on something, so he says, no, fuck that. We're going to have him use the fossil fuels and all that shit. They can create vehicles that can run on water. You know? That's it's on that right now as we speak. But ain't no money making in that. All these car businesses, who's going to be bothered with that shit? You know? All these parts that people buy, you go buy a car, you spending $60,000 in a goddamn car. Why?
Because these are the liquid.
Right.
Right? Water makes itself. There you go. It evaporates, goes into the clouds, then it comes back up. But with the other forms of fuel,
Even though it's from natural resources, he got to make it, and that's where he makes the money from. Exactly.
Because it's raw. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like oil, for example. It's raw oil, crude oil. They gotta actually go through a process exactly to make it where you could actually use it. You know, and then they build up an infrastructure. It's like when they started bringing refrigerators to people's homes. Prior to that, people weren't using refrigerators. They had different means of preserving their food. They'll cook the food and eat it the same day, so everything was fresh.
You know what that also meant was that you couldn't have grocery stores.
Right.
You needed to have like farms, you needed to have this, because everything was fresh. Because now, if you have grocery stores, you need preservatives.
There's some more businesses it's getting you sick, it's living your pockets, and then you keep coming back to them to buy more shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a fridge, you got to go to go buy the stuff that you're going to put in the fridge. Prior to that, you didn't need that. You see what I'm saying? So even in the thing, they was like, oh, so you put in the refrigerator, so we can what? We can go buy the fridge? They start laughing. And he's like, you think this is a good idea? He's like, yeah. He's like, okay, so 10 years down the line, what's going to happen? Well, 10 years down the line, we're going to create a system where every house is going to be required to have a fridge. Because if not, we're going to go out of business. So we're going to lobby, and we use a lobbyist to go to Congress and tell them, hey, make sure this passes as a law. Every house must have a refrigerator. If not, we're going to go out of business. And that's how they make all these stupid ass laws, man. Well, statutes that are laws, bills and all that other shit. You know?
Something, whether it's a method, a machine, you know, some product to solve a problem. Right? All these inventions that are made is done to solve some problem. Car transportation, right? Plane transportation. So what Esau does with capitalism is he's not about solving problems. He's about coming up with an idea, and then in order to make money off it, he makes you dependent on it by creating a problem. So if I build all these jails, I need to increase crime so that these jails start going up. Right? I didn't build these jails because crime was high and I needed to punish people. I increased crime because I built jails and I needed to put people in there. You know? And that's how this government operates. I didn't build hospitals because people were so sick and I needed to heal them. I made people sick because I built these hospitals and I needed money. You know? That's how he works, in reverse. That's why the scriptures say the earth is out of course. It really is going counterclockwise now because of Esau Edom. I didn't put all these McDonald's in here because people were starving. And no. I put them in there. Now I need to take out all these other things and make these people starve so they can come in here. Give them low-income jobs, low wages, so all they can afford are the things that are being introduced. So he's always thinking, that's why I say the heart of people. The heart of people, wickedness, because when it comes to wickedness, they're like the smartest people on earth. They'll sit down and plan and say, you gotta actually start over here. All this trickle down effect. Do it this way, it cuts this off, it brings them here. Once they sick, they don't come like us. You know? So they always gonna have those clinics, those city MDs, Summit Health, all them little clinics over there. And then they're gonna have the things that are making you sick over there. Then they're gonna have the pharmacies over there. If you notice, the neighborhood is not that rich, but they always make sure they got pharmacies, McDonald's, fast food restaurants, and they got the clinics in there. Always. And then, you know, the wine stores, liquor stores, and all those things. Wine and spirits. You know? So they got it all set up nicely to keep you up in this loop.
Isaiah 66 and 16, for by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh.
But he needs to do that because everything is corrupt. And the problem is, it's not like, all right, you have righteous people that are under a wicked oppressor and they're constantly fighting back. No, now it's the point where Esau he took what the Romans did, he extended it. So when the Romans figured out what the time was, what are these Assyrians do? What are these Egyptians do? What are these Persians do? They came, they conquered you with force, and then you were subject to them. But what did that lead to? Revolts. So Rome said, you know what? If we're going to expand our empire, let's assimilate you into what? Become a part of us.
This will always be Samaya.
Under us,
Don't change.
become another province. You know, we'll set up a consul. We'll give you citizenship. And then we'll extend this. So that's what he said. He said, look, instead of going after the body, then the mind is still trying to fight back. Go after the mind. And then the body ain't going to fight. Now, the mind and the body ain't going to fight. So that's why I know how to use fire, because he's like, it's not like if I turn out the oppression, these people will be right. I got to take them out too. You know? The food is rotten. You know?
Greeks also did that. Raphael.
gods, we'll have composite gods, eight different bulls, different Egyptian gods, or Greek gods, and we just make a marriage of it. And that way they'll feel like we still have some autonomy. So Esau has been perfecting wickedness for thousands of years. When they were told they didn't eat it. And then what they did was they assimilated with the gods of the native Egyptians, and that's where you get the whole Serapis Christus and all that from. They had the whole thing of like marrying their sisters and shit. You know, they had a lot of weird customs that they also learned from the Hamites over here. They believe in their goddess. It's a trinity. They got Jah, which represents, it's supposed to represent the Heavenly Father, Yah. Right? And then Bull is a variation of the All. And then Lord is, it goes back to one of the priests of Egypt, God, and that's what we worship. You see, they like the up-and-coming nations. Let them know this is a flourishing of religion and all that power and need that shit. They sell out everything they got, family, friends, themselves, just for some fame, just for some connections, for $50,000, $500,000. Like, bro, what? You gonna sell out for that? So when that punishment comes, they're gonna look at you like that. You got no time to tell you. Especially those who said that in the song Rap God. When you listen to the lyrics, they basically sound like they were summoning a demon out of them. So you got the saying, I don't know, it's crazy what they say, I don't want to find out. And he exposed some shit that he said, if you were not to exit you would sacrifice virgins too. So what are you talking about? You have to sacrifice virgins too. Because in order for him to get as nice, or even to get to that level, it involves sacrifice.
says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the home of every foul spirit, and a cave of every unclean and hateful bird.
That's 18. So you look at 18, Revelation chapter 18, at the top, the angel is basically making an announcement to commence the destruction of Babylon has happened. Because in 17, we get into the end, it talks about how the other nations are also going to shoot fire upon them. So now the angel actually takes the proclamation and it's done, it's finished.
It's like you have a song that you love, and every time it comes on, never is over. You just always out singing. You know the lyrics to it, but you won't still sing it. That's the spirit of the Lord.
Hey, sometimes you know, but sometimes just be there by yourself, and then something comes into your mind, and then it just keeps building on and on. And you just can't stop. Next thing you know, you're there, and you just think about it. I just do the ritual, it just goes on. You be driving, and it just moves. Something probably like watching a video, and the brother might say something. And you get it, and you go, and then you lay down, and you just keep building on it. Next thing you know, it's a lesson.
Sometimes you gotta stop. It's gonna be a short video. 4 hours later. I'm like, I gotta stop saying this is gonna be a quick video. Amos 3:8. The lion hath roared, who will not fear? The Lord Yahweh hath spoken, who can but prophesy? And the word of the Lord is, like I was about to say, you can't overcome it. You know? Just like Esau, you were wrestling with you can't overcome it. You can't do anything except what you were meant to do. Even your house shot, you gotta think about your house shot is double more powerful than all the dominions of this earth is given unto you. And you make strong service already. So who gave not those dominions?
In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 20, verse number 7,
Done.
says, O Lord Yahweh, thou hast received me, and I will proceed.
Because Jeremiah started like, yo, look, this is something, you know, everybody gonna look at it. This is, you know, this, and that's the same way we talk. You ever tell the truth? You know, this is great. This and that. Like, you don't like this, you don't like hearing that. What you mean? And then you come to find out that most people don't want to hear it. And then on top of that, when you like, now you're starting to use it. And that's why the Lord about what God was going to say. They don't teach you that in the church. Right? They don't teach you that people want to separate themselves from. They want to hate. I was
7, it says, O Lord Yahweh, thou hast deceived me, and I perceive. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in division daily, everyone mocketh me. For since I spake, I cried out.
That's something that's what I think if you're into a house where that structure, actually really rejoicing at it. What's going on in your heart? That's what that actually shows us, that there's more people actually care about it. We don't care. Now, of course, we want the elect to get it, but we don't care if people don't get it. Because that is a part of the whole ministry. It's a part of the ministry that people don't get. Matter of fact, more people are not going to get it than they are going to get it. So when they make all these TikTok, and the people don't realize, as Paul said, you can't be nothing against the truth. So when you're doing these TikTok videos, you're like, and you're scoffing, you don't realize that the more people use it, spread it to the elect. They're like, okay,
my brother, like, I knew him for 15 years.
It's one of the most effective things is you just have to hear it. The thing about hearing it is, literally, if we're speaking right now, everybody here can hear it. You know? And so if the video, all it takes for the broadcast to say something, let even a sound bite of what we said, and let somebody who's destined to hear it, and that's it. You know, that's why, like you're saying, you can't do anything against it, because thinking you're doing something against it is actually doing something against it.
Se hizo a la 1 de la tarde.
Por eso ella entra a las 7.
John said, because he said that because he was a thief and he was in charge of the that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He was test his integrity. So going back to Jeremiah 20 and verse 9, it says, Then I said, I will not make mention of him nor speak anymore in his name. When this word was in my heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay.
He said, I was weird. I got tired of trying to stop. Like, it made me feel it made me worn out. And it's funny because you see videos of you the girls of the Lord, you actually feel what you do. You know, you feel like you feel better. Yeah, you feel recharged. Although we're getting out, you also charging our own batteries. You know?
In the spirit, you plug into the source. Right? It's like a connection between the Lord and us, feeding us with that. And the process, because it's like purifying your spirit with that fresh source. So every time you get a lesson you tap in, you're going to feel rejuvenated. And as a matter of fact, that's why it's good to be listening, daily and often, because you're constantly rejuvenating yourself. Because the Lord put that whole vibration on you. You got to have that constant fight. Because if you go all the time, you feel weak. You start to feel weak. You start to go out of the spirit. Day. You might have your moments throughout the day, but ain't nothing like actually sitting down and stopping and doing type of moment. And then after that, like all of a sudden, you feel like sometimes I feel like the whole day, I feel like I'm going on whatever. You don't feel the same. And by the time you do that lesson, you feel like there's something wrong. It's like, well, that's it. And once you finish that lesson, you feel free. Like, that
go back and do what I was doing before, whatever the case may be. You know? And that's that tapping into that spirit.
Vamos que salame.
Weary with first he said, yeah, so Barry said he ain't gonna do it no more because I was deceived. You know, but it's kind of like when you wake up, once the Lord has opened up your mind, even if you take the spirit away from you, you cannot unsee the things you already see. You know, so it's kind of like waking up and then trying to go back to sleep, but you can't go back to sleep. You know, you're up. So like you said, he got tired of just trying to not say the word of the Lord because it wasn't working. You know. You know, so that's the power of the spirit of Yahweh by Shem.
You got the itch. You know, we got the spirit for this. And that's why David said what? It's not the Holy Spirit from you. If you can feel when you wonder if the Holy Spirit is not when you're mad, you can feel it. And if you go, it's like you, it's like you're dirty. It's like, oh, like. Because the thing about the Holy Spirit is you can't like bring it to you, like bring it to you. You know, you gotta ask the Lord, like, give me the Holy Spirit, like, put it on me. Put it on me, another person. You know, renew my spirit. Right?
It's like when you're around people, they're talking about the scriptures, but they might talk about the mark of the beast, but they might say something wrong, and they might say, I think it's not this. Yeah. I heard something about like a ship, but I don't even know what it is. I mean, hopefully I can find somebody that Well, that's like when we were on the train years ago, we were talking about the scriptures, and you had to do the whole train pretty much, they all investigated, you know? And it got,
¿Te acuerdas?
Back to Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6. We out of the midst of Babylon to deliver every man his soul. You do not cut off. You know, one other thing I noticed is you read this scripture in like ancient texts, they will use the word man, but it refers to both man and woman, right? Mankind. But you never ever hear them say, flee every woman their soul. Or and they'll use the pronouns for man, but it refers to everybody. You know?
Women were counted as one of either the father's house or the husband's house. So women were, they didn't have a leg to stand on, so I'm an individual person, count me as one. No, the wife preferred to have you're from the household of whoever the man is. You know, so if the man was out, you gotta go with him. If your father was out, you gotta go with him. It's a man. And that's why I was That's why the women are going to be saved. It says they're going to be saved. They're going to be saved what? Childbearing. They're going to be bearing their own children by themselves. These are deceiving you thinking that you can do that. But guess what? When there's no electricity, there's no technology to do that, then what happens? You're going to go back to the old ways. How things really were to be done.
What else? We have no wives. You know, right now you got men and women together and they don't have children. That's really a fruitless unity. You know, what's the point? Really, I mean, the point you have to help, but really, men and women are supposed to be together to reproduce and multiply. So, a lot of times women don't even want to have children. They want to be in a relationship, but they don't want to have children. And really for a man, it's an actual, it's a glory to reproduce yourself. So especially if you're a righteous man. That's why the king is something we're not here talking about the all of our children are gonna be righteous. We ain't got to worry about it. My children, my child. You know, the worries that Solomon had, we ain't gonna have that in the kingdom. You know? So women, you don't have to accept your role as mother in the kingdom, do what you say. That's on the list side. You ain't coming, you ain't crossed over and be like, nah, I'm only nice to sing. I want to say, but I want to sing. I want to say, but I don't want to do it. You ain't gonna be saved. Because you want to have to fulfill your life, your role, just like we want to fulfill life.
That's what the women are here for. When they say only got to perform by that name, that's to be able to help her to accept your role as a mother.
They got skimpy shit and all they do is twerk. It's just like, oh, I'm just gonna show my ass. That's it. There ain't no flavor in that, man. You know, there's nothing in it. There's no substance.
There's this whole movement now that Kamala Harris said, like now you got that's what Jay Dance called her. So like now all these women are like backing that up, like oh it's okay to be out, you know, I want to be like like.
Because you might give a woman, you say, hey, listen, I'm gonna give you $3 million in gold, or you could be one of these men. Which one do you want? She gonna be like, what kind of person is this? Give me that. I'm going with her. She might not even give you an answer. She's gonna go grab a man right there. Regardless if that man has 7 or 8 other women standing right there, getting ready to be with him, she's gonna be the first one right there. Why? Because she sees the value in that man that's way more important than that $3 million in gold. $3 million in gold, you can go in that shit. Our supposed to drag into your house. You know you're going to be in the bed. Some nigga gonna come in and beat your ass and take that shit. But if you with that man, you know you good. Yeah, when it comes to people's life on the line, they don't even dare watch that movie Titanic. Which one of those people did you see? Oh, there's somebody already in that boat. I don't want to go in that boat. I want one boat just for me. You got that dude who freaking pushed the woman and took him out the way to get on the woman and children's boat. You know? I say this life when I'm in the gym when it comes to white things. People trying to catch the buses for the work. They don't squeeze their ass on there and sprint along you and shit, you know, to get on that bus. So how much more to save in their life? You think you got that's gonna go out in the So, back in Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Do not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance, and he will render unto her a recompense. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hands that made all the earth drunken.
And you got to think about this prior of Babylon and these Babylonians. It's because out of all of the atrocities they've done, right, starting with the inception of how America was established, came up with the blood of the Israelites, that stole the land from the natives, from the northern people. Then you made treaties, you the backhanded deals that you wrote, right? And then you brought the southern people over here, had no people from old and young. And then on top of that, then from there you just established an empire based off the lies, deception, usury. So all these things happen to America, and America, yeah, it's never actually been through any type of war, any real type of calamity. So the Lord said, what? This is the time of Babylon's recompense. And that is why I believe when you say in the second Maccabees, 6th chapter, 1st chapter, where the Lord said that he did for us different than he did for Jesus. Right? Because for us, we go off and we immediately chastise him. And it doesn't feel like a mercy, but that's actually a merciful thing that the Lord does, that he chastises us immediately. Because he held it, if he was long suffering, right, and meaning that if he just let our tithe build up, eventually, as it says in the book of Nahum, he will not at all acquit the wicked. So eventually, he will have to do judgment. The Lord says that he loves justice, he loves judgment. So in America, Babylon is great. It's done, it's just all, it has been all of the wickedness. I started with Israel, but then when you go to the whole, world, right, that's why all of these other nations are now trying to move away from dealing with the Babylon spirit, because they see that the way that they do business is not beneficial, right? It's not beneficial for them. That's why everybody's trying to be dollarized, right? That they're trying to move away from doing things the American way, right? They talk about a multi-polarization of the world, world order that is not headed by America. All that is leading up to this time when the Lord said, what is very strong why do you think the economy is at it's shaking right now, it's faltering. Everybody is seeing that, we're not living in a time where everybody feels good about the way the economy is. Everybody from the top, and that's the top thing from upper salary people down to the lower salary people, they all got problems. They all see that, they got a picture with it, take something. But ultimately, when it comes to the wars, when it comes to the things you touch, the Lord said he reserves that time for the time that we're in right now, because once the Lord allows those people to touch, it's not going to just be like one last. It's going to be a reconstruction. And there's no country. You got cities like China and other countries, but there's no country in the earth that's ever been completely desolate and never seen happiness. That is exclusively reserved for Babylon the Great, which is America. 2 Maccabees 6:13. For it is a token of his great goodness, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time. That's a great goodness. Wicked doers are not suffered a great long time. Right? But forthwith punished. But not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, till they become to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us. Yep. That's why in Revelation 18 chapter, it says what? That order has reached to heaven. Even I think Jeremiah 54 chapter says the same thing. Reading second Ezra 15 chapter. Yep, their hopeful works are fulfilled. This is the time that we're living in right now, when the Lord said, what? I'm touching them where their evil works. I'm not going to hold my tongue no more. And how does he show that? By sending the prophets up. Because before the prophets came to see, there was nobody out here talking about America's about to be utterly destroyed. No Christianity doctrine, no Islam doctrine. He wasn't talking about America being destroyed. Right? None of these movements, like so-called black movements, talking about Babylon. They always talk about coming up and trying to establish themselves in America. So they're trying to the prophets. It's not to the prophets to try to bring the word, right? From the opposition going down, that the message was America is going to be utterly destroyed. Repent, turn back to the horses, to the state that we were dead. Right? lest that being come to the height of sin, afterwards he should take vengeance of us. And therefore he never withdraws his mercy from us, and though he punished with adversity, yet doth he never forsake his people. And we're living proof. So when you think about the, like I say, what the neighbors do, they basically trying to say now, with the doctor that said that there's no such thing as a native person because he's so genocide. So there's a history, Spaniards, the natives, and the whites. So there's no actual lineage, right? There's no sin line of the Arawak Indians but they say that because of how Esau came, and people say that Columbus, he didn't let forth down his sword for an hour. So how he came was like, oh, he tried to just slaughter everybody. But the Lord doesn't want to do it with it. And that's why you got brothers that are up in northern kingdom that are still alive and well, and in the truth today. You got kings all throughout the South Central and South America. And then you also have those natives that have never even been, what they call the indigenous tribes, that never even been in contact with Esau. Right? So the Lord says, right there, that he never let his mercy go. Even in us coming into, transatlantic slave trade, the fact that the Lord has us utterly destroyed, right? Malachi, the 3rd chapter, it says what? The Lord, something good that's not consumed. That right there shows the Lord's mercy. Because Esau, he really wanted to try to, that's what they wanted, he didn't want to. If he really tried to, and if the Lord wasn't there, he would have taken out all of the whole nation of Israel. But the Lord wouldn't allow Esau to do that based off of Jeremiah 31st chapter. You see? So that was a mercy that, even though we went through the mercy of slavery, we went through being put in the worst captivity, the Lord still showing us mercy, especially in these times right now because we got the truth. We remembered ourselves in the end of our captivity. And that right there is the scariest thing for them. Because they thought that, you can't really get rid of them, but at least we can get rid of their connection to the God. We can have them forget who they were. Let us cut off Israel from being in the name. You see? But, hey, that's why we have to fight. We didn't say it was finished. I already have a connection. I can sit down, I'm not hiding from heaven. I can sit down and Holy Spirit at that point in time. And that's something I'm listening. That's why you got down those both you got find a way to try to and you can't go straight, and you're not gonna be able to change it, and you're not gonna be able to change what you think. Our conscience is serious righteously with it. This is true. Because the Lord left the remnant in Jacob.
That's why you're going to have to resort to deceptive measures because physically you can't do that. So you're going to have to try to deceive them. Right? That's why I said if it were possible, you shall deceive the very elect. You're not going to be able to. Alright? So it's a done deal, like you said. The Lord said what? That it's finished. It's game over. You know?
So back to Jeremiah chapter 51. Continuing in verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. That's what you see going on right now. All these nations basically on Babylon. If you start to notice, not only are a lot of these very heavy Oriental countries becoming more westernized, and a lot of this starting with the women too, because they're looking at the influence of what's going on here in America. Some of them bring their children over here, the children start picking up on these things, and then they become different, right? They start stepping out of the bounds in which they've been trained up to go in. They start dressing differently, they've been Americanized, then they start changing their values. You have a lot of them now where something they're very quick on, for example, is like staying within, keeping their culture within. You know, but now a lot of them are going out and out here. And that's all because of the influence of this place. Now, yeah, they worship their different gods and so on, but there's still a different level of culture. Like things about Protestant, right? Not being Christian, those kinds of things. They have a different culture. Now, for example, here, this guy, ISIS, he went over there to India or something like that. You know, and he's apparently got an Indian girlfriend or some shit. And he was telling her that his screen, the chat said that they should kiss. She's like, you know, these folks my father.
I believe it was Thailand, no?
No, that's different.
Oh, okay.
So, but that's an example too. But anyway, he calls up
like I
Fox.
suspect.
And I'm like,
But my thing is, right, something you're saying, right?
yo,
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to go
And
there
then-
right now. You just want to see if I get a kiss.
the wicked, the whole one that
Where in the world do you get up and talking to somebody's, some woman's father like that? And then the dude's father go, oh, I supposed to be, oh, we're big fans, Oh, I said, oh, yeah, you got it. You got it. Like, the fact that he didn't even see that as disrespect, he's looking at this guy over here trying to talk about, you know, the whole ceremony and shit. I said, yeah, he's done. So they're taking that influence from here, because this guy just does a lot of dumbass shit to go viral. And they're taking that and they're pushing it all around to places that used to be conservative, but now they've latched all of that and they've become more like this place. You know, like it, because America is mad. All right, the things they do here are actually mad. Not mad as in angry, but mad as in insane. A normal person wouldn't do the things that people here in America do. So when these other nations start doing the things that Americans are doing, they become mad, like as if they're drunk. Yeah.
That's why America has sick people. You know, the state of American life, it's sad. Patients, millions of dollars a year off of sick ass people, man. And how do they get sick? Because the damn same people who are passing these drugs are the same ones who are regulating them. The same thing will be FDA, right? You leave the FDA, and then a few years later, you get a gig with one of these big time pharmaceutical companies. So the FDA is passing food that causes cancer, and then the same motherfucker who's supposed to say, oh shit, well, let's try this shit, we got to do this and that. Oh, let's go jump on the board of those things, the cancer cure or the cancer treatment. You see what I'm saying? It's like a funny little game that the American people are good at, you know? But like you were saying, go back to America's bad influence, right? That's what you see right now. That's what all nations have learned that one dictation the things of the earth and what makes the earth, the virtues of the earth are last rich. The virtues of the days. Right? So the right, the consumers, that's why a lot of these so-called elites, they don't refer to Americans as people, they refer to them as consumers. This is consumers. Right? That's all you want. They're just consumers. And that's why they behave as useless eating. Right? Because in this new economy, this new being so-called new economy, they go through over 90% of the population to fit in whatever field that they're trying to control. See? So there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to be very soon from this year all the way to next year, 2025, man. You know? And if you have ICC, you know that, oh shit, things are about to get real crazy very soon, man. The times that we've been talking about, all those disruptive times, it's coming, man. You know, it's coming. 2020 was just a glimpse. That was a pre-trial. You know what I'm saying? That was just a mental test. Now you about to go through the physical, the mental, and spiritual test, man. You know, through the hour of temptation and all that. And that's what's coming. See?
Let me finish here. So back in Jeremiah 51, verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take long for her pain, if so be she make a deal. So right there, you notice that it's suddenly fallen and destroyed. So this fall to me like destruction. That's the term of illness, you know, that you just found out about. Okay? So when that shit, you know, when they, because you know, somebody could be walking around and they're like, I've been feeling this
clean, but they ignore it. It's fine. And then suddenly, when it flares up, they end up in the emergency. And that emergency will lead to them actually dying. And that's what the Lord is going to do to this place. So right now, we in that terminal illness, but people are trying to ignore it. They just keep on going on, living life with it. And suddenly, 1 Thessalonians 5:3, when the Lord says it's go time, and that shit flares, these people are going to be able to wait. They're going to find themselves in the ER. That's Jacob's trouble. And then coming out of Jacob's trouble, they're going to be death. It seems like it's scary because we can see so far off that it's like, when is it going to happen? But for the majority of people, they're not there like I was saying about First Thessalonians. They're children of the dark, children of the light. They're sleeping. So they can't see what's actually happening in the daytime because they're in a deep slumber, deep sleep. So when it actually does come to a point where it's like everybody sees it, for us it'll be like finally it's happening, but for everybody else it'll be like, what the hell is this happening? And that's going to be the two separate types of vibration, types of spiritual will be on. Because for us, we're now in the more, we're going to be more like, okay, what is the Lord going to do for us and how is he going to transition to deliver us during this time? People going to be like, how am I going to be delivered during this time? Like, where can I go for deliverance? There's no way for you to go. Everywhere they go, and they know they're going to be going into a bigger problem. But for the light, the ones that are patiently waiting, the ones that has all kinds of hey, we're not really going to be able to do we're going to have what are we going to how long are we going to do? We're all not working. We're not doing it. And they're going to come out and we say we need to fast on 6 to 8 out, and they'll be all right. We're not working. Wisdom of Solomon 18:8. For wherewith thou didst punish our adversaries, by the same thou didst glorify us, whom thou hast called. Yeah, so land back in the point. The same thing. This is talking about ancient Egypt. So the same thing that was a terror unto the Egyptians was a blessing unto us. The same way the Lord is going to bring plagues upon this place. And this is wickedness last stand. So you know the plagues are going to be, that was a small portion of the land of Egypt at the time, Mizraim. Now we're talking about a whole continent being plagued at the same time. And there's going to be a select few men out of a nation of hundreds of millions that you're going to see none of that is affecting them. So that's why the scripture says that then will be no more of my children. So this is why we embrace the time of Jacob's trouble. Like, it's exciting. It's like when you get to the climax of the movie, like, we know that the hero's going to win, but how is he going to win? You know, every time you go to the movie, you know, yeah, well, Spider-Man is going to win somehow, or, you know, whoever it is, the Avengers, they're going to come out on top, but you're still going to see it. It's still exciting. You're like, how is it going to play out? Oh shit, he pulled out this power. I didn't know he had this shit. Damn. Like when Captain America grabbed Thor's hammer, it's like, oh shit. So different things that you don't know is possible. Hey, see, brother, you got lightning. So whatever it is, you know, an angel came and delivered a brother with a chariot. You know, a brother came in, you see a chariot drop a brother off. There you go. There's some magic. I like it. Oh yeah, you know, their powers kicked in right when they need it. You know? And that's how the Lord does it, man. You know, we do powers, spiritual powers, or with divine intervention. You know, there was a precept, I think I mentioned that before, where the second Maccabees chapter 15, verse 22, it said, therefore in this prayer he said after the manner, O Lord, thou didst send thy angel in the time of Uzziah, king of Judah, and didst slay the host of Sennacherib, 100 fourscore and 85,000, like 100 fourscore and 5,000, which is 155,000. Wherefore now also, O Lord of heaven, send a good angel for us for a fear and dread unto them, and through the might of thine arm, let those be stricken with terror that come against thy holy people, blasphemy and dust. So that's why we have to take it the fourth time to purify the money. That way, we know the Lord did this works back then, and we know that the times that we're in now is we ain't going to use even more, of the Lord's divine intervention to deliver us from this time. So to always say that how much more now? it doesn't stop with the being circumcised. It comes with the Lord will deliver us from the circumcision. How is he going to do that? It's just like that.
No, to live
So those are the things that we got to do. While everybody else, they're not thinking about the body. They're not thinking about angels coming down and delivering them. They're looking at the carnal ways. But the Lord said, what? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee. Patience, which is going to come upon all the world to try it. So everybody's going to be in this position. But the ones that the Lord is going to deliver, Satan, kept the word of my patience. That's it.
Anyway, it's always that tight situation where you feel like your back is against the wall. That's what the Lord is going to make that happen. It's like the three holy children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They had to go into the fire. And they said, listen, we know the Lord has the power to deliver. And even if he don't, he's still not going to drop us. So, hey, we ain't afraid of him because we fear the Lord. We feel the spirit of us, the spirit on us, and we're not worried about these things. You talk to these people about thermal nuclear destruction. That's terrifying, man. Nuclear winter. Oh, nuclear winter, bro. It's not just a missile drop. You're talking about this is a world-ending event, essentially. But the Lord is going to have the world endure. And the seed of man endure, or the seed of the righteous endure. And even the other nations, but they're going to be in shambles. So when we come down, man, please save us, help us. Because they're going to be through, and then they're going to see it. And that's why the glorious mountain, Micah 4:1, when the mountain of the Lord is set up, there's a reason those nations are going to come flocking to us. They're going to be fucked up. The ones that barely escape, and they're going to have certain other tribes and people that's in the, like indigenous people, like in the Amazon, different parts of the world, that's like really hasn't been touched by this society. They're going to see it, and they're going to be like, wow, these are gods, and we're going to explain to them that, no, how about Shem Yahweh Shai is the true power, and he gives us power. That's who you have to serve before.
They go back and forth, back and forth. And it's a whole thing. Unrighteous please, man. You know? That's why I tell you, Isaiah 14, right? The Lord has broken this land. Right? So that's the type of stuff that is broken. That's the thing. The serve of the Israelites always look like, you guys are righteous. You know? You guys are all that are righteous. You're not going to get on us if you don't go on. You know, you guys allow us to live and we got to take righteousness to follow. We can follow the laws and look, it's improving our lives compared to Esau, right? We got mad drinking up this goddamn philosophy and shit. Got us all messed up over here, you know? But put again, diseases, all kinds of diseases like you see why we got all cancer, this, that, you know? Households are being destroyed. You got women doing what they do to finish. We're supposed to be under subject to a man. None of these people over here got shit. They don't know nobody going to get themselves and get their job. Right? But to people of no man order and righteousness, bro, they got that. And no man is like a conscience of being like that angel. That's why the apostles always say it, hey, stay away from these black people. They don't say like, oh, you guys hate black people. No, you're not just out of order, man. All right? And then with peace, you don't want that against bullshit. We're focused on the prophecies. We're focused on the good shit that's happening. Right? Not to make up against that, you sit there, you mean, there's a peace with a man, peace that's on board. Bitch, what you mean you bored, man? You go to work, you work your ass off, you make all this money, you come back home, you take care of the house. I'm just going to sit there and say, I'm bored. All I'm asking you is to sit home and take care of the goddamn house, man. Are you bored? You can't do that?
That's a
right, Justin. If you want to say, that was on the shooting his ball and every point. I'll put her ball for the hand. And so he is weak. If you have a ball, but you are not healing. That's what we do. Whether it's now, it's not no longer about continuing to strengthen America. It's about trying to rebuild America back up. It's about bringing it back, making it great again. Because we're at a point now to where, during the Bush, Obama era, the economy wasn't so bad. People were living in houses, right? People with loans, people with cars, people going to college. And then now look out within a few short, 5-6 years, people not going to college, they're not paying their college tuition. So the point where the government says that I'm not going to people are not buying houses, right? Only BlackRock and those types of places are buying houses, right? You got people, unfortunately, now looking to rent. And they're not just renting by themselves, they're getting, what they call it, the roommates. Yeah, like a roommate. You're not even doing it on your own anymore. Or you buying out a room. So clearly it's showing you how America is at a very low point. You got a grocery store closing down. And on top of grocery store closing down, groceries are going out. So it's like, yeah, what the fuck? You got less places to get groceries, and then when you find a spot, it's just like $20 for some bread, and you just say, look. I remember growing up, going to the grocery store, you used to have fun. You have fucking for $20, you get two parts, bad bags. Now when we go, I'm like, hey, wow.
Calculating this shit, right?
Taxes bad. You do the calculation, you get about to do something. But everything tax reduced, I'm just sitting there like, I got 40s, you can take
I went up in there and I was like, that was cool. It's already like going dry, except for certain brands. And I remember when Acme closed, it was like certain brands they'll never go down their prices for whatever reason. But it basically like I thought about the aisle storehouse being empty, like we completely empty. The other part was just nothing but a bunch of bullshit cheese and some bullshit turkey. And I was like, damn, they really leave it dry. And it's like I was thinking about like the famine, how we're like Esau have it, there'll be a famine per se, but not really a famine, but really just the amount of stores is going to be. It's going to be like, scarcity and shit, like, you know what I mean? Because they always going to put the shit out there, but like, they're going to make it, and then it's going to ultimately be MOTV to purchase it. Because that's what we're doing.
And then they come out with, what they call it, what food, it's a brand, or it's not actually real food, it's not they're making it now. So, because you got all these different flags, you got the Angry Birds, all that. But they were like, never actually the real product. We're just getting some downward. And that's when a lot of people don't be like, well, it's cheaper. Get my lunch bars, get my protein. And that's what they are. Last born meat and buckwheat. That's what we got pasta made out of. We got pasta made out of some shit. Without anything. It's just the same. But that goes to show you how people only care about the carnal. That's it. That's it. If you can appease, especially in Babylon, if you can appease the carnal, you know what I'm saying? That's why so many people think that MOTV.
What's up, brothers?
I was one of my coworkers. I got a coworker who was telling me, he said, he was telling me, he said, yo, man, sometimes you gotta say,
He said, man, they asked me, they said, oh, you got to tell the truth and all that. I went and told the truth, and guess what? I didn't get the job. And then I reapplied 2 weeks later, and I told a whole bunch of lies. Everything they asked me, I said the opposite. They hired me.
Oh, so.
Yeah. So he said when he went there, he told the lady at the table, he said, you know what's crazy, man? That's fucked up what you guys do, man. And she's like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, man, I applied for this job a couple of weeks ago, and I told the truth and I didn't get the job. But then I applied again and I told all lies, and you guys hired me? He said, yeah, I'm like, he's like, yeah, I told that bitch about that shit. I said,
Very good.
yeah. He said, I told her, man, I said, it's fine, man. He said she was there like this, that's how she back with you. But he used to say, I spoke to you last time on the phone, man. And I was asking you this question, he said, oh, no, you don't know. And then when I lied, nah, all of a sudden I called him. So he said, man, it's a bullshit country, man. He said, that's what made me believe that all these leaders, they be lying because you're not going to get there if you don't lie for it again. If you tell the truth, you're not going to make it. And I said, yeah, that's what the person
Jeremiah 51:9. We would have viewed Babylon if she is not healed. Oh, and that makes sense why they keep talking about that. Now the whole campaign is making the country better, healing the country. Kamala saying her version of it, Trump is saying his version of it, but it's all the attempt to heal this place again. Because everybody knows this place is ill. It says here, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own place. For her judgment reaches unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the sky. So eventually to the point now where people are starting to say that's when they have the whole like BRICS, for example, right? They're like, yo, we used to deal with Babylon, and we were still trying to hang on to it just to try and see if we could fix things again. So now everybody gotta go because this shit is going down. You know, the Titanic is sinking. You think the captain's gonna sit and try to stay sinking? She done already crashed. She's jumping off herself. Yeah, both of you, but I mean, shit, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So that's what these other nations are looking like Saudi Arabia, for example. They're like, look, how did that $100, bro? Because we jumping on to BRICS. The BRICS is getting bigger and bigger, and the U.S. and their allies are getting smaller and smaller, and then they're attaching themselves to the allies to make the shit go. So now, like I said, they're going sinking, everybody's gone, and all those dollars circulating are gonna come right back in here, and guess who's gonna be stuck here? Big, you know.
They're moving away from the mentality. Let us go to our own land, right? And Trump was saying, tariff country that's not using their dollar. And I'm like, I didn't think that's gonna play out because really these countries are showing you like, yo, we really don't need to really fuck with America. Like, yeah, we got rich on you, but that's why I said the God for the chapter, they that ate that bread had laid a wound on you. They already got to the point where they needed to build up their economy. That's why they're called developing nations. And the simple fact, the reason why they need to develop the nations, they got made a continuous struggle. They ruled the nations of England. It wasn't England that was a automatically, but their policies were not nice. You know, they weren't helpful, beneficial to everybody else, except you. So now these countries are like, you know what, we don't build up ourselves, we got our own military, because that was the reason why so now they got some money to build their military, get their arsenal, and now they say, you know what, we ain't easy, and let's use our own military. Let's come up with skills, and they're also going with the they're moving toward that as well. The Babylon is saying, you know what, they're moving away from God, and they're trying to get it, we have to do that too. And we're going to bring it out even quicker, so something's going to happen to where they won't
everybody sees it, but you still say, oh, no, you got a small part. And so you see that tension there. You know, hey, that was just watching the Lord of that's what you see now. You know, and remember, America always had this agenda to take over those 7 nations in 5 years or so, right? And now they're against Lebanon. So very soon, I won't be surprised if they start going against Syria again. Okay? We'll see, man.
Revelation 17 and 16, and the 10 horns. 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. It reminded me of what you said, because you see how Turkey is the NATO country, they want to join France, and they've always kind of like turned the line, especially if you look at where they're at geographically. But those other NATO nations, they're like, damn, like we can't get a piece of that pie. Nah, you gotta stick with Babylon, that whore that you rock with. Damn, we don't really fuck with that whore like that. That's what they're gonna start thinking. That's what they're gonna start thinking. So now you see that prophecy starting to culminate, where all those EU nations be like, man, fuck America, bro. We need to get with this with the rest of the world. Because the rest of the world is about to leave this place behind. That's why you mentioned Trump, President Musk is about to come out with the U.S. Bitcoin. You know, with a U.S. cryptocurrency. And they're going to press everybody with it because they know that this is time. And I believe the Lord is going to bring trouble. And we'll see what happens.
So you need a wallet for the money to come into. And eventually that wallet is going to have to be, you know, connected to you.
And the knowledge there, you got the knowledge. Yeah. Like, you know, they advertise the secret being digital currency that you can use, you know, to make payments good. The maker of it actually says it. You know, like this is what he uses to make his payments. So it's already there. We're just waiting for it to become mandatory. You know what I'm saying? The technology is there. You got students using it, right? This country, this state, they had like 2016 or 17 where we were market, right? Right? So, you know, they already got the technology. Like I said, we're just waiting for it to go mandatory, where all the world governments becomes a thing where it's like without this you can't buy or sell. It's that simple. And it's gonna be all deception. Deception, that's why they don't stop it from the world, because we don't break that deception. That's what they don't want to do. You know? They do everything they can to put a break for a lot of information going out. You know?
Trump get back up in there, but it's still a while out. We had the Rock, got a Democrat, so if he gets back up in there, now, especially with the law that they invest, it's going to be amazing shit. It's going to be that means that he's filming the devil comes down and bring back. And he's going to have his own money outside, all the technology aspect of it. So you can easily see the play. All right, well, we need to categorize all these people. We need to get all these people documented. We need to be a part of the system. If not, we got to get out of here. We got most of the assassination. That's going to spark me more like, you know, So they might have a so-called illegal do that shit. The third one, it might be a fourth or a fifth. You don't even know what's gonna happen. But if he gets back up in there, he gonna wild out. It's like, you know, jiu-jitsu. Like you get somebody in a lock, once they get out of it, they get you. They gonna tighten it up even more. They gonna make sure this time they got
Brother, talking about the currency, because I came across this article with Daily Modal. I think I'm pronouncing it right. It says J.P. Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America lose. That's billion, right? That's billion, right? $5 billion in push to upload rotten debt as credit card delinquencies surge. Basically, it's like there's so much credit card delinquencies with both through banks, especially that they're talking about like cutting their losses. So I'm reading a couple of instances. Yeah. So it says U.S. banks, and that's one of those things how they kill a dollar. So they're like, yo, you know what? You want to get the new system? Get to this MOTB system going. So it says U.S. banks are increasingly offloading billions of dollars in bad debt that they've officially given up on collecting. Now that's when I read that, I was like, oh shit, word. And it says according to new numbers from the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, right? It says in its new quarterly banking profile report, the FDIC says U.S. banks reported $21.3 billion in net charge-offs in the second quarter of the year, due largely to credit card delinquencies and sour commercial real estate loans. So we talk about people that's getting major loans. And it says that's the highest quarterly net charge-off rate since the second quarter of 2013, 11 years ago. And it says and 20 basis points higher than the same period last year as customers continue to battle higher interest rates against this and inflation. So niggas can't afford shit no more. So basically they're inflating the dollar so much that they're gonna have to kill it. And it says the new numbers come as JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America individually disclosed billions of dollars in collectively net charge-offs in quarter two. JP Morgan Chase says its net charge-offs reached $2.2 billion in quarter two, up from $1.4 billion in quarter two of last year. Wells Fargo says its net charge-offs, these are the debts they get rid of. It says charge-offs surged to $1.3 billion last year, up from $764 million 1 year ago. And they talk about the numbers, and it says the FDIC says the total charge-off rate for U.S. banks is now higher than the pre-pandemic average. So we talk about pre-pandemic average. So before all that, you know, when the pandemic came, that's when everybody got worse in financial debt, maxing out credit cards, getting mad loans, and what the PPP loans, or the ones that wasn't scamming. So where we at right now is far, and it's not gonna get no better. The hemorrhaging is gonna keep going, and it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. So they're going, you know what, global reset. That's what Biden said in 2022, ironically before that Russia-Ukraine shit, or during that. A year, what you have about to be a year since the small hats and the Palestinians been going to war. In the midst of all this digital currency, all of these things happening, UFOs, eclipses, signs in the heavens, earthquakes. What you think is about to happen? Yahushua about to come back. This is the thing he told the disciples. When you see these things, the end shall speak. It ain't gonna get no better. You think out of nowhere it's gonna be, you know what? These niggas gonna stop making nukes. Yo, the dollar's just gonna get better. It's like you talk to people, right? If you ask someone like, yo, if what we believe is not true, have you proven what you believe is true? Because what we've said, what the prophets have said through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Shai is coming to pass. And you're seeing it, which means what? You're denying that you're denying truth even though you see it. That's like saying, look, yo, that's a silver Chevrolet or whatever club, Grace Chevrolet right in front of us. Nah, I don't see no Chevrolet. That's exactly what it is when it comes to the prophet. That's how you know the Lord said he blinded people. He don't want everybody to see, but you will see Yahushua when he cracked that sky. And all these niggas, you got the Russian military in Alaska right now. You had the U.S. military go there with rocket launchers. We think they're just going to somehow to say, let's chill. No, it's going to get worse and worse. And you know what? We got to get nuclear ready. They said Russia lost 70,000 troops since 2022. Just to the Ukrainian conflict alone. 40,000 Palestinians and counting have been killed in just a year. Where you think the third world coming quickly? More countries getting involved. Turkey, the brothers mentioned Turkey being part of the BRICS. That's not cool. When this election, once this election comes and it's over, you gonna see shit really speed up, man. I feel so. But no, that's it. This dollar about to be up.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, just like you bring down in Jeremiah 51. This is all similar at the end of the verse, right? It's like those as well. Isaiah 47 and verse 1, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground."
They were the dust when it comes to the low place, low position, low virgin daughter of Babylon, right? Because, typically the virgin daughter, she was as it says, the virgin daughter of Babylon, America, America the Great, America, right? Right? It's like something with the virgin daughter.
That would be different. Once it was great, but now no longer gets great. Now the one that we get again. Again, it's being brought down to the ground. Right? It says, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, but thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yep.
Isaiah 47 continuing, it says, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, but thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yeah, he's not going to be called tender and delicate, which now in America, this is how people see it. Because at one point, this place is looked at as where you can come and achieve an American dream, right? Movies, whatever. You had a lot of things that were going on here, that was really putting this place up on the map. Not just as a world superpower, but economically. So it sold that dream. And now the same country has become a third world country. A big ass third world country. It's like the ultimate third world country, where it's bringing in literally everybody from different third world countries in here to make a super third world country. You got crime going left and right, and now it's crazy because even in like other countries, the crime goes on. Yeah, it's frequent, but some of it's like there's still some degree of an attempt to try and well this crime. Even if it's literally open season like a bird. Let you go on bail free, and that's why now you're not looking at this place as tender and delicate, because the equivalent of a tender and delicate woman in the personified form of a country would be a country that's good, a country that's top, a country that comes in and benefits opportunities. Everybody wants a piece of that, right? It's not touched, it's not tainted. This place is really tasty.
So continue, verse 2, it says, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rest.
Uncover the locks because women as part of their clothes, they would be covered up. You were saying, take care of the leg, that in the ancient world, so women's garments was all downstairs. Okay, yeah, so that nothing would be exposed. Alright, but it says, America is being exposed. Okay, it's being brought down to that lower state. Okay, and these other nations are seeing it and what the president is nowhere to be found. People don't forget. This dude is still president. They're like, where the hell did he do that? He just popped up every now and then on the BG and yeah, he turned into a side celebrity now. And now they put Kamala up in there. She's like a female wife. She doesn't work for people. Yeah, she works. And then I think if she comes into office, man, you want to see 100%. All that posing as though she's like this, like, what you keep doing? She don't know what she's saying. It's people like that that are the most sinister people. When they get up into
I
power,
know that.
like, what the
If
fuck
you
is this
look
company?
at the picture, I sent you back.
She's on that type of time. Like, the TV show Suicide. You notice in the beginning, everybody thought that the leader was that not even the ball guy, but the guy giving the ball guy the order. The dude that looked like Dobby from Harry Potter and shit. Yeah. And then, come to find out, the one who was listening to was the woman. And you notice how much more vicious she was. He was like, no, fuck that, kill the nigga, bro. You know? Now we move on to the next. So that's really, when you get women power, man, because they got that mindset of, I gotta prove something. I gotta prove that I'm colder and I'm tougher just like you. And then they go overboard with this shit.
Every three was free. So, because of the multitude of the orders of all people burdens, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth the nations through their borders and families through her witchcraft, behold, I am against the said the Lord of hosts. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. point at him. Loser! That's what we do. We're just gonna point at him. Loser! He added nothing to anything. Jesus, man. Jesus Christ.
What if somebody was up to buy and wanted to get more? You would just drive off. Like, you said that.
What if we say, yeah, exactly. Continue in Isaiah 47 and verse 3. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Hey, that's a threat and a promise. You know? And that's why these others are trying to do whatever they can to actually, A, stop the Lord from coming back. But knowing that he can't, he is, but they can't stop us. Now they want to try to figure out a way to fight against him. But the thing is, the Lord is not coming with the weapons you have to destroy man. The Lord is not coming on his hand. So what are you going to actually do in order to fight against him? You have no action. The crazy part is the Lord help the Father, the Father's work, the Spirit on everybody to try to fight. Just so you know how to flex. It's like when you know you got like that type of power, and you like, you the first shot. Because the Lord, they gonna shoot you, shoot you, so that's the Lord, you gonna just like, ah, that's what we got. My turn. That's why you had different types of boundaries, because you had a certain time when other nations felt as though they could take down the states. Even like raised up against how was I still got he got problems with Esau, from the garden to Solomon. So when he was on the scene, he killed him. He beat the estimate.
It says, as for our Redeemer, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 42, verse 12. It says, let them give glory unto the Lord Yahweh and declare his praise in the islands.
Yeah, truly, right? The Lord is above worthy to be glorified. You know, because even if the angels, which are mightier than us, are constantly, throwing their crowns down and worshiping the Most High, how much more for us, right? Everything that exists here was created by the Lord. Right? Right in the
Verse 13,
you really are just a figment of the Lord's imagination.
And that's why I'm going so that it's all about potatoes.
Ya no, ya no,
All these other gods are made by man, including Esau's God, who is AI, it's all made by man too. Gods. You know, you make the whole thing, you make the whole worship. Stupid people. Man, I didn't even be sure. That's why it's called the basis of myth. You know, your belief of the moment thinking of a God of because even these Christians take reference to happy thoughts. You know, because they understand that the sanctity of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? They might have their own little worshiping shit, but they never go to as far as to say, I am God. Like, I'm going to be the Most High. I'm going to pose everything that you do. They love him. But Esau, man, yo, man.
Yeah, we created that. Man, man is still studying these things. Right? Man can't. Why is man studying that? Man doesn't even know about themselves, right? You know?
See the people, so when you get to your brain, the way you move, the intricate parts of the cell, you still don't know about AI. Right. You made that shit, and you still trying to figure it out. Like, hey.
I'm saying, the Lord killed all kinds of idols in the Ark, Jeremiah, the letter of Jeremiah killed idols. Everything he mentioned was like, yo, to this day, you can say that. Killed them.
So going back to Isaiah 42, verse 13, it says, the Lord Yahweh shall go forth as a mighty man. It says, he shall scale jealousy like a man of war.
Yeah, it tells us that he's a man of war. A man of war that he's not one to be messed with, especially when he's the creator. Like a regular man of war is dangerous enough. He's the creator. So imagine that. Shatter this, will I do this? Vengeance, you know, like if you listen to the kind of talk, he's not talking about making chess moves, it's more war talk, you know?
It says, he shall cry, yea, war. He shall prevail against his enemies. Verse 14.
He was like a giant roaring after his prey. I don't want to see it like that. You know, you want to face off a guy like that. To where his name went all the way. He was telling him, you know? Oh, yeah.
Verse 14, it says, I have long time holding my peace.
He has long time holding his peace. Now, you may say, okay, that's what, a little over 2,000 years ago. That's about 2 days. Man, that's just 2 days. But there's a difference because, you know, 2 days being long versus 2 days being short depends on what you're waiting for. You know? If somebody says, I'm going to give you $1 million in 2 days, in just 2 days, you can make $1 million. Then 2 days is not long, right? But if I'm hungry and not going to the restaurant and they say your food's going to take 2 days, that's a long time. But it's still 2 days, still 48 hours. So when the Lord says, I have a long time holding my peace, because what he's waiting to do, you know, it burns within him. He's so eager to do it that 2 days feels like a long time. Anxious. He's been in the throne room by the Father, having to contain himself, you know, up until now.
Because I was going to hit you when I was about to come by.
And it's not just imagine having to put all this work trying to be able to buy his dream car. You buy a dream car, you still can't drive it. You can't drive for 2 days. You gotta walk everywhere you go. Knowing very well you got a fine ass car that you would rather drive. You know, I remember when we were younger, that you got, back to the world, we're in Lopez, right? But you got Christmas coming up, but your parents will buy them and get about in the morning, and they'll put it right there, and it's right there, but because the day after Appreciate, you can't touch it until the shit is that. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, having it and not being able to use it, what happened when you got to go through the gift school was so much, you finally acquired it, but you're not able to use it.
It's a book of Luke chapter 12, verse 49. I said, I am come to set fire on the earth, and what will I if the beat already kindled? So in other words, he's come to set fire, but he can't wait. It burns inside of him. He's dirty. I wish I was already dead, man. I'm gonna do it, but I wish I was already dead. I'm not, oh man, I wish. You know what I'm saying? We're here too, right? Holding his peace, we're the same shit. That's why he said, what? In your patience, possess you two souls. Right? He's doing the same thing. He's really patient. Waiting for the day that we're going to say, it's go time. It's got to come out. You know? And he's waiting for that. So we all waiting for that because we're sons of the Heavenly Father as well. So going back to Isaiah 14, man.
And you have to hospital, you got to wait. You got to wait when they get the treatment. And you're watching them go through the six. They're like, oh, help. But there's nothing you can do until it's your turn to go. That's like you're outside there looking at us and we're constantly trying to him. And he's like, yo, I know I really want to come there and help you, but I can't do that until it's time. And I don't know when the time is going to be. Everything that's going to get us all the tools, the Holy Spirit has all the equipment and tools to get us to that day.
Isaiah 42, and verse 14, it says, I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now when I cry like a travailing woman, I will destroy and devour at once.
That's why this is the restoration. That's why that happens in the back. Because now he's going to protect his vengeance and to get his revenge. Dead business going in the murder. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing? There's going to be a twofold. Punch himself and the power to get business back. That's the glory. That's the glorification. You understand? Yep. That's the first step. With that long look, 7 5 to the light. Giving all praises to
Allah Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakadagash.
the next time, come along.